Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Gashi's Command TV. Raila Amolo Odinga and James Orengo, the Sia governor, have fallen out. They cannot see eye to eye. Things have fallen apart. For those of you who remember, those of you who watched the burial of Raila Amolo Odinga's bodyguard on Saturday, you remember what James Orengo said about the broad-based government. He criticized William Samoei Ruto and said that ODM must stand with the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday we also saw the professionals of the Luo community coming out and attack James Orengo for actually speaking the truth and for opposing the broad-based government. This is what they said. Watch here, ladies and gentlemen.
Even after uttering such words at the podium, which clearly were bordering embarrassment to the leadership, Governor Orengo still, through back doors, had to ask the president for help. He would still ask the president, we have not completed this and that project, please help us. If it is his right, as he says it is his right, why does he go begging for these projects? It's a fallacy. So I think it is not important that he speaks in that particular fashion and manner, which he did, and then behind the doors, he still goes to beg for projects and funds.
Okay. From the other end, inside Parliament, Samuel Atadi, who chairs the Budget and Appropriation Committee, was on James Orengo's neck. He was attacking James Orengo for attacking Raila Amolo Odinga and the broad-based government. And he said that James Orengo must be impeached. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to watch what one Sam Atadi was saying about James Orengo, and then you tell me if Raila Amolo Odinga and James Orengo are reading from the same book or are singing from the same hymn book. Watch the way James Orengo is being dismantled, destroyed politically, finished, and then you see why James Orengo must be very, very careful.
We are in government, and we are participating in creating policies for this government. And we are supporting this government inside, outside Parliament, wherever we are. I want to tell my governor, the Governor James Orengo, Honorable Speaker, yes. Last weekend we were at a funeral in Siaya when the president came to condole with us. And my governor made certain remarks that were really distasteful. I want to tell Governor Orengo that Luos were not created to stay in opposition. I know that he has been in opposition since he was born, and that there's nothing else he understands other than opposition. He is a poor manager. The country that he's supposed to run is doing badly. We want to urge him to focus on running Siaya County. That is the job he has been given to do. The affairs of the country now, the president is doing very well, he's in charge, and some of us are also holding positions that are assisting the country to move forward. Let Governor Orengo focus on Siaya affairs. Let him stop poking his noses on the affairs of national government. Lastly, Honorable Speaker, Governor Orengo is also a governor who is interested in affairs of national government and is always begging President Ruto to help him finish his projects. I am aware that he's begging the president to help him.
Honorable Atandi, let's be careful because this member is not here. That governor is not here.
I want to say that, let me conclude, Honorable Speaker, by saying that we want to plead with our members, wherever they are, that this is the moment we have to transform the country, all of us. And the appointments which the President Ruto is doing and giving to our members of ODM, especially the former organized secretary of the ODM party, Honorable Abdisalan, who has now been made a permanent secretary. These appointments are going to help the country solidify and make our country stable.
In this video, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to look at the reason why Raila and James Orengo have fallen out. Number one is because of 2027 general election. Raila Amolo Odinga wants James Orengo impeached. Raila Amolo Odinga does not want to endorse James Orengo for his second term using ODM ticket. In this regard, James Orengo is trying to get his way and cast a different trajectory and win his second term, because it is very, very clear that Raila is not going to endorse him. Raila is said to have a different candidate. Number two is about the principled James Orengo. James Orengo ni mwana mageuzi. James Orengo ni mwana mabadiliko. Raila, on the other hand, has abandoned the cause. And because James Orengo is a principled politician, James Orengo can see far. James Orengo understands the politics of this country. Therefore, they cannot agree on matters of principle, especially when it comes to supporting Raila Amolo Odinga, supporting the government. Number two is about presidential candidate of ODM in 2027. James Orengo strongly believes that ODM must have its candidate. Na amekuwa akisema jambo hili mara kwa mara. He has been telling the people of Kenya that ODM must have a candidate. Raila, on the other hand, his candidate is one, William Samoei Ruto. And James Orengo, by the way, is not alone. Let me ask you one question. Do you support James Orengo or Raila Amolo Odinga? Do you think ODM should have its own candidate, or do you think ODM should support William Samoei Ruto? Because even me, that is where I draw the line with Raila Amolo Odinga, because I strongly believe that either Raila be on the ballot but not support William Samoei Ruto, and maybe he should support somebody like Fred Okengo Matiang'i. The other reason why they are differing is because of what I call Raila Odinga's fatigue in Luo Nyanza. The Odingaism. The Odingaism has been something that has been actually bringing a lot of fatigue in Luo Nyanza, because you cannot be elected without the support of Raila Amolo Odinga. If Raila says that you must be supported, you must win the election, it must be there. And that is why in Luo Nyanza, they have a saying that Raila is always right. Baba is always right. He tells you to move to the right, you move to the right. He tells you to move to heaven, you go to heaven. Wherever he tells you to go, you go. And because of this fatigue, people are getting tired. I want you to look at this and you tell me whether it happens in other regions. If you look at Luo Nyanza, all the governors pays homage to Raila Amolo Odinga. Raila Amolo Odinga seems to be their leader. This is very interesting because you don't find it anywhere else. If you look at the coast, there's no one politician who can seem to be controlling the governors. If you come to Mount Kenya, the same. If you go to Nairobi, the same. And when you look at it, it looks like they pay, they pledge their royalty to Raila Amolo Odinga. And this is something that James Orengo does not want. Remember, devolved governments are independent in nature. Only that they are interdependent with the national government. The other issue is about Orengo always criticizing William Samoei Ruto. Raila does not want Ruto to be criticized. Truth be told. And whoever criticizes William Samoei Ruto is an enemy of Raila Amolo Odinga. If you look at somebody like Edwin Sifuna is living on borrowed time in ODM. And you have had guys in ODM criticizing Edwin Sifuna. If you look at Babu Owino, he's also trying to cast an independent path. And for sure, these guys are going to succeed. The same case applies to James Orengo. And if Raila is not careful, if he's going to chase these guys out of ODM, I think he's going to face his Waterloo. Ukiangalia utaona kwamba Raila Amolo Odinga kile ambacho anafanya ni kwamba ni kama amewapa idhini hawa watu. He has actually given them a go ahead to do everything possible to ensure that James Orengo is impeached, Edwin Sifuna is chased out of ODM, and mtu kama Babu Owino hapewi nafasi yote ya kupumua katika chama cha ODM. I don't know how it's going to end, but I can tell you, Raila will finally cry in the toilet. James Orengo will have his last laugh. You may agree with me, you may not agree, because of various reasons, but I want you to maybe write in the comment section, toa maoni yako pale, tuambie unafikiri nini, haya mambo ni kipi ambacho kinachagia mtafaruku, mzozo huu ambao tunaona katika chama cha Chugwa, ambalo tunasema Chugwa sasa limeoza. Haya ni maoni yangu. Have a blessed day. Bye bye.